Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. Today I am going back into this box to check them out for a possible screw up on my part. Last Sunday I went into this box. Last Sunday it was just stacked the brood box and then the honey super on top of that. And I went in and found a bunch of drone brood, no queen cells yet, but I scraped out a bunch of drone brood and added the center brood box or the brood chamber, stacked it, and then added a queen excluder between it and the honey super. Yesterday I popped the lid off the honey super to see how honey production was coming along, and I found a bunch of drone brood in the honey super. So I think I may have trapped the queen up top. So I gotta go figure out where she's at, run her back downstairs where she belongs, and put this thing back together like it goes. And I really don't have a good position to film from to keep the sunlight out of the camera, so I'll do the best I can for you. And one of my little buddies up there eating bees as he gets his chance. Those little green lizards love a bee. Check out my setup on this. This was an old stand that I had an air conditioner set up on. The legs were cemented in the ground and I sawed them off. And this table's about 4'8", 4'10" to the top of it. So it was a good height for me to use as an outside work table. And then it went to a place for the cats to sleep. There was a little house on it, and I wrapped rope around the back legs so the cats could climb up and down it. And now it's housing a beehive. And eventually I'll set that hive on a stand where I can reach to work and use that for an outside work table again. But I got the dang thing set up so I have to stand on my tailgate to reach it. So keep in mind how you set your hives up, because once you start stacking them out, it's hard to move them if they're full of honey and brood, and you got to be able to see over the top of them to work them. Make sure the queen ain't on the lid, and she's not. They smell good. This is what I spotted yesterday. I just pulled these first couple of frames and found drone brood in my honey super, and that ain't a desirable thing to have in a honey super. So now I gotta see if I can find the old girl and move her. And she's not marked, so here's the Where's Waldo game. Well, I may be alright. I may have just I may be in better shape than I think I am, because all this drone brood is capped, and well, and some of it's not. Shoot, I know that queen excluder's been in there a solid week now. I don't see any fresh eggs, but there's a few cells of uncapped brood. I can't remember how many days it is from laying egg to capping drone brood. I'll have to go back and look, see if I'm okay, because I hadn't found the queen. But this is the only frame in this whole honey super that I see any kind of laying in, so she may be down below. I may be alright. Well, I've been through it all, and the whole rest of the super is nothing but honey, and I haven't found the queen, so I'm pretty confident she is down below. And now I'm just questioning myself as to when I stacked them. I'm almost certain it was Sunday, but man, who knows. I'll go back and look at the time frame for when drone brood gets capped, and that'll tell me for sure, because that right there don't lie, and sometimes I make mistakes as far as when and where I was and what I did. The honey's coming along nice. Looks good and it tastes good. I'm feeling much better about it now, but just for my peace of mind, I'm going to go ahead and pull the honey super off and check for brood down below. I mean, I have very little doubt that there's plenty of brood in there just because of the activity on the box. But I'm going to remove this from the honey super. That'll be the honey super cleaned up. And they're building honey pretty good. It's looking good. Just run these girls off this frame, take it with me. Before I pull these out, I just want to show you what old junk frames I got in this box. That's just what we had in the truck when we got ready to stack this. I've got a supply pile over there with some better frames, but didn't want to throw them away, wanted to put them to use, and I felt like this box could handle the challenge because they did have a little bit of mold and things of that nature on it that the bees were going to have to clean up. I'm going to pull a frame out and show you what it looks like. You'll see it as I see it. It's all cleaned up. They have stocked it with pollen and nectar, and it's dark enough I should be able to see that there's eggs or not. Can't see anything on that side. I'm just going to take my sunglasses off. There are eggs. Let me see if I can zoom in. Telephoto. Focus, focus, focus. Alright, I gotta back it up some. There it is. Can you see the eggs in the bottom? As dark as this frame is, they're pretty easy to see. They're just tiny little, almost microscopic dots in the bottoms of each cell. So now I know for a fact my queen is in the brood chamber. My queen! So now I'm just gonna keep an eye on this puppy and make sure it don't split. And there are eggs in both sides. I just couldn't see them with my sunglasses on. So junk equipment is no problem. Like I've said before, the bees will live in just about anything you put them in as long as you keep them fed and keep the weather off of them. Here's some newer frames I put in with all this. Yeah, they're drawing it out just in a funny pattern. Alright, let's see what this old junk one here looks like. I scrubbed the top getting it out. Looks like it's just full of honey. Yeah, that's some old drone cells there that were already on it. You can see how black they are. That's some old comb. They're just filling it all up with honey. The whole thing. Oh, there's that queen cell. I just checked this queen cell. There is no egg in it. It's just a false cell. And it's gone now. It might have been on there when I put that frame in the box. Well, we're looking good so far, and I can't leave well enough alone. I want to go into the bottom box, and because I've got it stapled to that oil tray bottom board, and I do have an oil tray in it, I can't just flip it up and look at the bottom as I would if I just had a screen bottom board on it. So I'm going to pop this top box off, and these bees are being very gentle, so I'm not having any problems. I'm just going to pop the top box off and pull a few center frames in the bottom, make sure I don't have any queen cells, and then button it all back up. And they are being really gentle, and this is all I'm wearing for protection. I'm into the bottom brood chamber now, and they're looking good. I'm fixing to crack a couple of frames. Basically go through real quick and do that to break the propolis loose. So it makes it easier to pull the frames apart. You don't have to do that. You can do them one at a time as you pull them, but I'm gonna, so I don't destroy brood or crush a bunch of bees, I'm going to pull this outside frame and then scoot some over and pull a couple of the centers. The bulk of the bees is right here, so I'm fairly certain that's where all the brood is. I'll just scoot a few of these down so I can work. You just got to give yourself some space so you don't destroy bits of the hive. Okay, yeah, we're looking good. Looking good with the brood. There's still a lot of drone cells in there. Frame grabbers are good for working one-handed when you're trying to film something too. Well, I can see that she is working the top and the bottom box. She started laying the bottom box. I mean, started laying the top box, but she still looks like mainly in the bottom box. So I'm back together. I didn't have another short frame. Oh, I do have another short frame. There's a whole box sitting on my finish mower, turned over. That possum must have got up there and knocked them over. So I'm gonna go stick one of them frames in there. Take this frame and put it in a nuke. And we are back in business with a beautiful, strong, healthy box of bees that are filling my frames with beautiful, glorious honey. There's something else worth talking about. When I'm running back and forth between my dad's house and my house, I leave my smoker going, and about half the time I'll stop for a drink or something to eat at the convenience store. And I tell you what, some people are just idiots. They won't even bother to look in the back of a pickup truck and see what that is smoking before they come running in a convenience store, in a gas station no less, and announce that somebody's pickup truck is on fire in the parking lot. Man, you gotta love some of these people. I'm coming to feed you.